We know that when it comes to heart health, prevention is so important. When we talked to people in the community about AFib, we also asked about heart-healthy habits. Tyler Wolf, a nurse practitioner with ThedaCare Cardiovascular Care, is joining us today. Tyler, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
We're going to have you watch some of these questions that we ask community members. They talk about things they do to keep their heart healthy and maybe habits that they have, and we would like to get your reaction.
Okay.
All right, let's take a look at the first one. Our first question, what do you do to keep your heart healthy?
I try to go for at least a half hour, 40-minute walk every day.
That's a good answer. I like that. What do you do, Nancy?
Same here, walking.
Okay, so they said walking. Thoughts?
The more you walk, the more you exercise, whether it's aerobic, weightlifting, all provides benefit. It helps to reduce blood pressure, and also with the added benefit of adequate hydration, proper diet. These things can all contribute to reducing cardiovascular risk.
Okay, I think a lot of people might have this assumption that it needs to be like really intense workouts to get that benefit. That's not really the case though, right?
All options, whether or not it's to the level of intensity that someone else would want you to be, it still provides good benefit in the end.
Okay. Our next one here. What do you do to keep your heart healthy?
So usually I mostly climb.
Oh, okay.
And then I chase my kids on any playground that I can find, which is consistent.
And that's a workout in itself, right?
And if you make it really hard on yourself, yes. Like trying to take a 2-year-old up to the top every single time. If you lift them every time, it's just weights all day.
So he's not wrong, right? The more lifting you do, it does not have to be actual weights at a gym. My two twins are 35 pounds each. So when I'm at the playground with them and lifting them above my head, that's 35 to 70 pounds, depending on if there's one or two.
Yeah.
So yeah, chasing kids, it's still aerobic activity, and then you include the weight into it, it's still going to provide cardiovascular benefit no matter what.
I love that. And it's something you're doing every single day. And, at least you're moving and getting your body active, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Our next question. What do you do to keep your heart healthy when it comes to the food you eat?
Trying to make healthy choices. I'm not always easy with the kids, but my kids, for instance, think like frozen grapes as a dessert is a really wonderful thing, as an alternative to ice cream and things like that. So I think really getting them involved and teaching them about healthy choices is really important.
Very accurate. Trying to eliminate the saturated fats, refined sugars. Of course, you can have them in moderation, but focusing on lean meats, veggies, fruits, they can all help add to that reduction, cardiovascular risk for anyone. Doesn't matter what age they are at all.
Does it matter what type of diet that you follow? Are there ones that might be better for you?
Being in the cardiac field, we like to, at least myself, like to kind of provide people with more education as to a Mediterranean diet.
Sure.
It's healthy oils, a lot of veggies, some fruits. And then for meats, they do more lean meats. So we're thinking fish, chicken, turkey, stuff like that. You can always have some red meats. Steak is obviously very lean. So everything in moderation is kind of also what I preach to people.
What are some things that maybe you need to take out of your lifestyle that can help with your heart health?
Obviously, we all know that smoking is just a risk factor for a lot of things. So for heart health especially, if you can reduce your smoking or quit, it's going to provide overall benefit in the future. Other things like high consumption of alcohol, that can cause a lot of cardiovascular deficits down the road. We're not just talking about arrhythmias or heart attacks. It just can prolong other things, high cholesterol, hypertension, stuff like that.
What about stress? I think you always think people who are stressed maybe have heart problems. Is that true?
Stress can definitely affect the body negatively. If you're under a constant amount of stress, it can increase your blood pressure and just have your heart work more overtime than not. And if you have the ability to eliminate the stress, or at least control the stress factors in your life, it can help you to prevent any further heart disease from occurring.
What about sleep? Does sleep affect your heart health?
Yes, so lack of sleep is another cause of increased stress. If your body does not have the amount of rest needed, it cannot reset, recover. Importantly enough, too, people that have a lot of snoring, issues that cause them to not get a restful sleep can also impact your heart health. And it can cause other things like arrhythmias, like atrial fibrillation. So people that have a lot of snoring, or they have the partners that say, hey, you snore a lot. Those people, at least if they can talk to the PCP, would benefit from having a sleep apnea study done that can maybe diagnose them with obstructive sleep apnea.
So we were talking a lot about prevention here. How important is it to talk to your primary care provider before maybe a problem, like a larger problem, does occur?
Being proactive with your health and trying to at least establish with a primary care provider or seeing someone within the practice that may be associated with your actual physician, they can all provide some help no matter what. And unfortunately, if the problem were to manifest further, that's where the combination of maybe seeing a specialist has to take charge.
Okay. All right, Tyler, these have been great recommendations and tips. We appreciate you being with us.
Thank you.